Well, hello everybody and welcome to the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Jesse Showalter. We've got people jumping into the live chat over here on Behance like Annie Yang and Gal MY, and Sam Peterson's moderating. She's making sure Laura Staneva and the rest of the friends that are joining us today are having a good time getting all the information they need, because this is the XD Daily Challenge. This is challenge 8 out of 9. We've been doing it for 2 weeks. We got today and tomorrow before a whole nother challenge starts. So if you missed this one, you can watch the replay, or you can always stay tuned for more amazing content here on Adobe Live. This is the XD Daily Creative Challenge. You can find more about it at behance.net/challenge/XD. Hit that big blue button. Scroll down to see all of our amazing challenges. We've been doing vacuum hubs and banners and mobile juice ordering apps and smartwatch stuff. And today we're doing a little e-commerce bike builder. What's up, Umacorn in the chat? Hey, if you're watching this on YouTube, come on over to Behance. That's where the action's at. And also, while you're here, maybe hit this join us button and sign up for the Discord community with over 60,000 creatives. That's where you're going to get your work featured and reviewed and find mentors and friends and community, because that's what we need right now in this time, this season of life, is community. Talking about cool seasons and cool things, let's talk about a cool starting file that we have to work with today. Here is challenge number 8. Let's zoom in a little bit and we can see we are designing and prototyping an e-commerce bike builder experience where you can select the parts and change colors of a bike to build your dream bike. All right, we got some examples down below that, as well as some resources in the booklet that's built out of component states you can flip through just by clicking in that component state section. Find some fun stuff, and we have a starting artboard. Yours might look a little bit different. I've added a few more elements just to make sure that we save time and that we're not running short on time at the end of our stream today. I have a bike, this nice big bike graphic in the center, and I've put some text together and a real quick makeshift navigation, and I have a few other bike shots down below that we might play with. So why don't we start working here and finish off some of the more mundane stuff before we go too much further. Number one, I'm using Montserrat today for pretty much everything. We're going to do single font selection for our typography, but this one is very heavy, very, very heavy. You got black, you got extra bold. It's a little bit nicer. So let's go down to extra bold. I don't know. Let's play. Let's try bold. Maybe I like bold better, or maybe I liked black, but we want to do an outline instead. We did some fun outline stuff yesterday. That's kind of cool, actually. Let's do that. I'm going to grab all 3 of these. I'm going to group them together. I'm going to throw them in a stack just by hitting my stack button over here, my checkbox. That turns it into a stack. And when things are in a stack, you guessed it, I can adjust the spacing inside of the stack. You know, you can always come in to the stack and you can grab the spacing in between 2 particular elements if you'd like to. That's always a possibility as well. But we get some nice even spacing on our stack. We're going to go back down. 8 is a little bit much. Let's do something more like 6, shall we? Okay, that's looking pretty good. And I might maybe affect the spacing in between here in the stack. And again, you can individually affect that spacing. I'm just going to grab it and drag it up and kind of block it off there. Okay, that's pretty good. So far, so good. Let's make our border to our text a little bit thicker. Okay, or a little darker. All right, everything's working good so far. Let's grab our navigation and do a similar thing. Group it together. Throw it in a stack. This way we have some nice even spacing. 24 pixels. Let's do more. Space it out to something more like 44. And we can grab these as well and group them together. Let's just try to be tidy here. We're about 97 pixels away. Let's do it something more like 90, and we'll grab this one and make sure that it is 90 pixels away from that side as well. All right, I'm going to grab the whole thing, make sure that we are using my alignment tools. I love the alignment tools. Group that together. Let's just call that the nav, and we will lock it so we never ever have to touch it again. We've done all the tedious stuff. Let's move on to the fun stuff, shall we? All right, we have our lockup. I'm just going to title that Name Your Layers. Always a good idea. So we got our lockup there. And let's peek inside of this bike, because there's some complex things going on. We do have these rectangles down below. I'm just going to group those together. I'm going to call those BG for background. I'm going to lock that. We don't have to play with that either, which is nice. Now, let's, like we said, look inside of our bike here. And I'm just going to rename that layer bike. Let's zoom in and see. Inside of my bike, we have, whoa, Nelly. Let's bring it over so we can see some elements here. We have some things inside of our bike. We have some bars, we have some tires, we have a seat, and we have the bike itself. You can see when I turn those on and off, I've done some recoloring of a couple of elements, right? This is gonna be the customization we do to our bike. But here's the thing, I was like, that's not enough for me. Just having one color for each, we don't want that. We want more. So I went ahead and I went into Photoshop and I originally created these assets, but now I have 3 colors for each thing. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of organization here, friends, to make sure that we have everything we need in place for our bike. So for instance, let's go bars here. We're gonna call this bars G for bars green, and we're gonna copy and paste 2 more copies of that on top. We're gonna call one of them bars O for bars orange, and I think the other one is bar P for purple. I believe that's what we have. And we're gonna come in and we are going to update those elements. Okay, so you can see I have some bars purple here. I'm gonna try to drag them in and see if that works. Okay, good, awesome. I'm just gonna drop that layer beneath, and now we have bars orange. Let's drag that in as well. Very cool. Now we have our bars all set up. You could hide all of them if you want, but let's just keep all of them on. We'll just work with all the elements as is, okay? I'm gonna group those together, rename it and call it bars. I'm gonna make a component out of it called bars, and I'm gonna create some component states. You have the default, which we're always gonna make the default orange. Then we're gonna have a new state. Let's call this one, you guessed it, green, and we're gonna make sure that our green is open like that. Beautiful. Okay, then we're gonna do another one, a new state. We'll call this one purple, just like so. You know what we're about to do. We're about to unlock the purple bars, okay? Now with our component states, we can flip through the different states that we have. Beautiful. And I think it's pretty important on this one that we don't do a lot of extra work. So we're not going to create toggle switches and have all sorts of excess stuff because I want to play with those as I see fit on different artboards. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Okay. So with that being done, now we're basically going to do a similar thing. Okay. We have our tires. Let's go. Boom, boom. We got tires. Let's put them up there. Let's make this last one green like this, or let's call it tires G. Let's stay with the form, right? Let's keep everything the same. What else do we have for tires? We had tires purple. Let's go here on the very top one, tires purple. Look at those cool look at those cool tires. All right, let's bring that down to the bottom, and this top one should be tires orange, right? I like that it renames it. Thank you, XD. We are just doing abbreviations, but that's cool. Let's group them all together. Same thing. We're going to make a component here called tires. So Command K to make it into a component. And we're making some new states here. Let's call one. You got top one is always going to be orange. And then, oh, what did we have in this one? We had green and then purple, right? So let's make another one called green. I didn't name that correctly. Let's go and name that correctly. Boom, just hiding it away, doing our thing. Make one more, we'll call it purple. And we're gonna go back into tires and hide that one. Okay, so now we have components. See how we're building little components with multiple states, kind of building a design system a little bit. This is how it starts, friends. All right, and let's do the seat here. Let's leave the seat. All right, let's just have 2 options because you get the point. You could like make this go on and off all you want all day long with all the different options, okay? But we're gonna keep it as is. Or maybe we'll just go with a white seat and you'll be able to change the handlebars and the tires. How about that? Okay, so with that being said, I think we should pull some of these other elements in. Like maybe we wanna see the other elements or the other images here. So I'm gonna create a style to kind of work off of. I'm gonna hit R for rectangle. And usually when you go to a product page or like a detail page, you see some other images of your product. It's important, right? So let's take the border off this. Let's fill it with this nice kind of cool cream color. And then let's work with it and just lighten it up a little bit so it's still in the realm of possibility of the other ones, right? Okay, so I'm gonna take these and let's just grab these and shrink these images down. Okay, very cool. And then we'll, after we do this, we're probably not gonna animate these because I just don't think we need to right now, but ooh, look at that bike. Fits in that thing. Pretty cool. I like it. I'm going to drag my rectangle on top. And I'm just going to mask with shape, Command Shift M. When I'm inside of there, boom, boom, I'm going to make another one and drop it behind. Beautiful. I like that. Okay. So we're lining that up on the edge. Why don't we shrink the whole thing down just a little bit more? I like it. Okay. So we had view 1 is currently displayed. View 2 is that 3/4. Let's just do one more. And what I can do is actually come into, I'll just replace it, right? I'm going to exit out of there and pop it in there. Well, it pasted it in a weird spot. That's okay. We'll just finagle it into the place that we want. Finagle, that's a fun word. That's a Thursday kind of word, isn't it? Okay, so we're going to pop that in there. I like it. And I feel like we should probably put a little bit of drop shadow on these things. Shouldn't we do that? Yeah, probably. Okay. So to do that, I'm just going to grab my rectangle here, and because I have it masked, sometimes it could be a little bit hard to put a shadow inside of a mask, but that's okay. We're going to do something else. We're going to create a really unique shadow, maybe kind of a bent shadow. This could be fun. I'm going to bring my ellipse down. I'm going to make it black like this. I'm going to make it a little shorter, okay, and then I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to add a couple extra points inside of here, okay, just like so. I'm going to grab those points, bend them up. I know you're like, what the heck is going on here? Stick with me, okay? Now I have this shape. It's kind of rounded, right? And then I'm just going to make not a background blur, but an object blur. Let's bring that object blur down a little bit and bring the opacity of it down. We get kind of this fun angled blur, right? So let me grab that and put it up under our bike, right? That's how you get more unique shadows, right? Rather than just grabbing a shape and saying drop shadow. It's always going to look the same. This one, a little bit customized. We could play with it, right? We could bring the centerpiece up quite a bit, and we get like just this cool kind of unique shadow thing going on down here. So let's grab it and just move it into the place we want. I like it. Copy, paste. You guessed it. We're going to move it over under our other one, and we're going to drop it behind. All right. I like that. That looks pretty good to me. They might be a little bit dark for my taste. I'm pretty picky when it comes to drop shadows. So I'm going to grab both of them and just opacity them down a little bit more. But they are looking pretty fun. They look like these little tiles that you really want to click on. If I really had time, I might do some fun skeuomorphism and make those rectangles have a little bit more dimensionality, like some embossed kind of nature to them. Because this whole thing is kind of a soft, fun vibe. Let's now do, let's take some of our elements here. Like, okay, we have our bar and our tires, right? We're going to want to do a similar thing. So I'm going to zoom into this area and press Command C, Command V. We have tires and we have handlebars, okay? So let's go put these customizable elements down here. And let's see, let's just line them up. And how do we do it? What kind of control do we want to do for this? Let's raise our bike up a little bit and make a little bit of space. Ooh, it just fills up that space so nicely. Did I mention that the shadows from these tires kind of match the shadows for our tiles? Maybe it was planned. I'm not sure. But let's just make these like really simple, simple, fun, clickable areas. Okay, let's just do that. So, and we'll do a little bit of text. I'm going to grab my outline text here. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to paste it. I'm going to say customize, right? Okay, so let's customize. We're going to make this auto width text, and we'll bring the size of this thing down. Woo, that is a thick border. Let's change that border to 1. Okay, and we'll put it right here above. And maybe not above. Maybe we'll put it... Ooh, I'm going to have some fun here. Check this out. I'm going to put the wheels here. I'm going to do that right there. And then later on, we'll put a little arrow that points at it. All right, but first, before we go any further, let's grab this style that we had for our rectangle again, because we're digging this rectangle kind of style. We're going to pop it right there. Whoa. Make sure we don't have weird things selected. Beautiful, like this. Okay, I like that. And we're gonna reuse our style, so we're just gonna pop those in there, pop this rectangle. They're very nice. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna reuse those cool drop shadows that we had. Okay, so let's come back over here. Bimp, right there, kind of like weird chevron drop shadows. Want to make everything kind of match. Let's just drop it behind, and now it kind of pops out just a little bit. We need to raise these up. Beautiful, just like so. All right, now I'm going to grab my drop shadow and my rectangle. I'm going to drag a new version over. And I'm going to stretch it out so it can fit my tires right in there. And yeah, I'm going to have to stretch my shadow out as well. Okay, I like it because it kind of looks like a piece of paper folding. It's got this cool dimensionality. Okay, and we'll put our customize real close just for now so we can see it. Okay, now I want people to be able to click on this and change the option, right? I want people to change to the other option. So I think it makes a good user experience kind of case to show like a different option, or maybe we just need to get real crazy with this customization and show all 3 options, and then we'll make kind of a complex toggle switch out of it. Now we're talking. Okay, the thinking is happening in real time, folks. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have default state, green and purple. Okay, and we're just gonna distribute these evenly, always distribute evenly. And then all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring the opacity of these other 2 down, and I'm gonna grab the whole thing, group it together, and call it toggle bars. You guessed it, make a component out of it. And maybe we don't even need to make a component out of it. Actually, let's just keep it like that, toggle bars, okay? And we'll do the same thing here. Interesting though, I don't think I need the to have it be so long here. But let's play with it. Let's see what happens. I'll bring customize all the way over, and I guess I'm gonna bring my shadow all the way over for all these options. Great. And let's just act like there's only two options for tires. One's gonna be green. Whoa, wowie, those got very big. I don't know why they got so big, but put those back in to match the other size of tires, and we'll bring the opacity of them down. Grab all of our elements together, including our drop shadow, group it together, and call this one toggle tires. Okay, now with that being said, we could create a crazy nested component out of this whole thing, but we're running out of time, and I don't think I'll be able to complete that on time. So just note though that it is very, very possible for you to create a really cool, fun nested component that kind of does all the things. But I ain't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that today. So I'm gonna grab this and move it over, and I'm just gonna create some other artboards. I'm gonna do it that way, okay? So we're gonna zoom out really quickly, and let's go to a green tire kind of option here, okay? So over here, you're gonna have 100%, and this one will go down in opacity. Let's go green bars. Actually, we'll just go one swap at a time, shall we? Okay, cool. Let's go into the bike and go into the tires, and let's go green, okay? And you'll see exactly what we're gonna do, and you could repeat this process over and over for every one of the options, or you can make that nested, complex nested component. Maybe if we have time, we'll do that. Let's go to our prototype really quickly, and let's click specifically on the green tires, head it over like that. And there's no need really for any sort of auto animate. It just needs to be a nice transition quickly like that. So we're gonna dissolve, ease out, 0.3 seconds. I don't even think it should take that, right? It should just go instantly. It should pop over to the new ones, okay? Maybe we'll do a dissolve in 0.2 seconds. Let's try that. And then from over here, when we click on orange, we should go back. Look at this fun layout we're building, all right? We're gonna hit our flow, our little home there. We're gonna call this bike, and let's press play. Let's see what we get. All right, so we should be able to hover here. We get our little hover hand. That's nice. Click on it, get some green, nice green tires. So that's fun. We're kind of building our bike, and let's give our users some more examples or stakeholders from here. Let's say somebody wanted to make the green handles that match, right? Of course, we're gonna come in here and let's pop those ones up, boom, pop those ones down, and prototype and say they want green handles to match. It's going to be the same thing, and if they press orange, it'll go right back. Okay, now we can head back to our start, and you can see the interactions we're starting to build, right? We can go green back to orange. From here we can go to green. Oh, we forgot to change the handlebar color. Duh, that's my fault. Okay, so let's come into the handlebar color and go to green. Let's press that again, right? So green to orange, good. Let's go green. Let's match them with green handlebars. We can go back and forth here like this. Pretty cool. And it feels pretty realistic. That's a nice feeling. Now, let's just real quickly, because we don't have too much time, but let's talk about how you might do this the nested component way, the complex component way, okay? It's a little bit more complex, so stay with me. You see how we've done it this way, we're gonna get rid of it. That's pretty basic, you understand it, right? I always wanna try to show you, if I can, multiple ways to do the same thing. So, we have our bike here, and what we would need to do is turn our bike into a component that has a default state, okay? And that default state is now gonna have multiple like nested component or multiple components inside of it. It already has components inside of it, right? You tracking with me? So look, here are two components inside of a component. That's a nested component. And what we'd want to do is say a new state that we call, let's go green, or we'll always do handlebar wheel, right? So we go orange on green, something like that, right? And we would change the settings to that bike, right? We would come into the tires and change it to green. Okay, beautiful. So you got orange on green. And then you could continue to make all of the necessary like possibilities, all the combinations, right? You come in here again and say, hey, we need another one called, new one called orange on purple. Beep, 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 purple, like that. What do? You come in here and you change the tires to purple, okay? So now we're starting to switch things up, okay? Go back to the bike. We're going to go even more complex. We're going to go green on orange, okay? And that's exactly what it sounds like. We'll come into the handlebars, turn those to green, so on and so forth. And then you would match up all of these selections, right? Here's our component. We'd want to turn our toggle bars and the other bars both into components, just like this. Here's toggle bars. Here's this one. You'd want to make the components for those or the instances for those as well, so that no matter where you are at, you click and things change. So this is the start to it. I wish I had more time to go into it, but that's the beginnings to get you lost down the road of the matrix, right? To take the pill of nested components and have a little bit of fun, okay? So let's just backtrack so we can kind of cover what we did today, because before we did all this interesting nested stuff, we had built out a little bit more of a simpler version where we could pop between colors and pop between colors and stuff and have fun. So that's our challenge for today. Speaking of challenges, let's take a look at some interesting work that people have submitted from some of the previous challenges. All right, this one is from Anna Avia. This is the wine tasting app, and we got a nice video to check out here, okay? Nice cards. The draggable gesture on the card works well. I like the little measurements there. Oh, you put the pour in there. That's a great little addition for the rating portion of that. That was fun, right? So you press 5 stars, it goes up to 5, it pours the wine. I like that. That was nice. Well done. Well played, Anna Avia. Thanks for submitting that one. This is a streaming dashboard from Jiji Wong, or Jiayi Wong. I probably said that wrong. I messed that name up, please. Apologies. I apologize. I'm not good at names, all right? But I love the work, right? I love the dark interface. Love the iconography that's used here. You got some auto playing video in there. Isn't that fun? Boy, I love that, all right? Like, so, oh, a little Grey's Anatomy. Let's go ahead and press play on that. This is one of my favorite screens for a streaming dashboard. I think if you're going to do like a mobile streaming or even a desktop streaming, one of the hardest things to do is probably put the episode listing in there and different seasons, right? So being able to scroll between different seasons. Also, that guy is in every rom-com movie and show of all time. I just want to let you know that. But this is great. I love this. Beautiful work, beautifully done, and a handsome head of hair on that actor. Whatever his name is. Ilham Anura had the yesterday's art like exhibition or art gallery, right? Lots of fun to play with, like cool art. Maybe some draggable parallax stuff is what we worked on yesterday. Let's see if we integrate any of that. I love it. Oh, look, we have a nice clicker where you can go over or in between. Nice motion, beautiful motion. Do we do games and keypad? We did. Look at that. I'm just doing it on my keyboard. Boom, boom. Nice. One thing I might say is have your interactions with the arrows match the same easing and timing as your games and keypad. I would say make those match a little bit, right? But I love the work. It's really, really nicely done. I like all the little embellishments in the back. This one, Yuya Yang, is taking the art gallery to the classy level. Look at this. with all of this beautiful classic art from antiquity. Beautiful, beautiful. Look, oh, we have like a beautiful 3D experience. Oh, this is like the masters kind of like artwork in here. It's like Leonardo da Vinci built an Adobe XD prototype, but it wasn't really Da Vinci. It was Yu Yang. That's what's up. All right. Ooh, I like this. Oh, you could sell this. This is a beautiful use case of all the animation and 3D and animated video and stuff like that. Great example. I loved it. It was beautiful. We got time for no more. That's all we got time for. This one's from Abernail. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. I wish I had time to look at it. Abernail, it looks really good, but that's pretty much it. That's our show for today. That's our challenge. I cannot wait to come back here same time, same place tomorrow and look at your bike building experiences. So make sure you sign up for the challenge, get those files, get going, get cracking. It's 2022. It's time to have some fun and learn some XD skills. We will see you right back here for our Adobe XD challenge with me, Jesse Showalter, your host. See you tomorrow. Have a fantastic rest of your Thursday. Take care.